Giving you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Denver Broncos and the Houston Texans. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Stafford on first down. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Back to the air. Stafford on second down. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. Out of the gun, Stafford. Eluding the pressure right. Wide open receiver complete. They do get 18, but even that won't be quite enough. It's 4th down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
First carry of the game here for Royce Freeman. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. J.J. Watt, the one that gets him down.
J.J. Watt makes another tackle there, and it's for a minimal gain. And let's face it, if that's all you're going to get running the ball, you're not got much success against him and his team.
Or, yeah, you better find a way to go around J.J. Watt, which isn't easy to do.
It's really not, because you got to try everything. Can you go around him? Can you go by him? Can you influence him to get him out of position so maybe you can wall him off? He's a really sharp, intelligent player, as well as a physical specimen.
Hey, go
On second down, here's Stafford. Flushed out right. 20. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And all the way down to the 7-yard line. A huge play there for Denver, and even 40 yards. Broncos with their first trip to the red zone thus far. They've got it first and goal at the 7. A shotgun snap for Stafford. Escaping the pressure right. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Matthews that time, and now it's second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
To throw on second down is Stafford. His throw incomplete.
All right, Captain. It's batten down the hatches time defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on 3rd and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think they're throwing it again, don't you?
I think you have to. I think in this situation, you kind of run out of your running plays, fire another one into the end zone.
Here's Stafford. Blanketed coverage by Houston. Makes it 4th down.
I don't think either one of us is surprised about who they just targeted on that one. I mean, they're going to try and get to him as much as possible. Off to a nice start, but unable to haul that one in.
Yeah, already looked his way a couple of times on this opening drive. Can't connect there. And McManus able to put it through. And the Broncos, the first to grace the scoreboard. It's 3-zip. So a nice opening drive on the road. You get the 3 points. Part of you wonders if that might hurt them later not getting into the end zone.
Well, the good thing is, still first quarter. And they did come out of it with points. In a sense, they could look at it positively and say, hey, we set the pace in this one. I think that's how they'll go about it.
Watson will bring up the Texans here 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. On the ground, this is Lamar Miller. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
Black 22! Black 22!
And movement here by one of the Texans up front. In comes the flag. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long.
Down! Blue 80! Blue 80! Huh? 59 fight, check, 59. 2 jet! 2 jet! 2 jet! 2 jet!
A shotgun snap for Watson. Steps away to his left. And this one complete to Will Fuller. And down he'll go at the 25. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series, they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson going deep for Hopkins. And got his man complete. A big 30-yard play on 3rd.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. A first down carry now for Miller. Oh, nice spin.
Oh, that brought back bad memories.
That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's just running the ball 101 because too much east-west, not enough north-south. Got to get upfield, don't you?
They just kept stringing him out. Before he knew it, he had hit the sideline.
Reset. Tiger.
Here's Watson now on 2nd down. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Going to need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal?
Down. Blue 80.
Play action from Miller. Now Watson. Flush to his right. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
And Denver getting set to take the field. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. Is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
Well, you know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's 2 different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
A gain of 32 that time. So that changes things. Here's 1st and 10 all the way up at the 45. On 1st down, it's Stafford. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. A good pickup there on 1st as the screen pass gets him 8.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Hey, go here.
From the gun, here's Stafford, eluding the pressure right. Wide open receiver complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 23 yards on the play. Our first update now comes from Atlanta. An early lead in that game for the Falcons. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here.
22! Hey, 22!
On first down, Stafford here. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Darren Waller, his second touchdown on the season. And the Broncos will add on to their lead. McManus's point after is good. And the lead grows to 10-0. Now McManus on to kick this one off. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And here comes the Texans now. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
Back 22!
From the gun, here's Watson. Flushed out right. It's complete to Fuller. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Richmond!
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's Texans football as we get going in quarter number 2. They're looking at a second and short yardage to start things out. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. To throw on 2nd is Watson. Underneath for Miller. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
But it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
And the pitch goes to Miller. Now that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd.
When you're putting together a formula for winning defense, it's exactly what we're seeing in this game. Controlling the line of scrimmage, attacking, and changing everything so that now they're playing in the offense's backfield. They're playing an excellent game.
Tiger! Black 22! Black 22! Mike, check, 59. Two jet!
Watson, off play action. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field. That's caught inside the 20. Watson to Hopkins for a huge hookup, 55 yards.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
The Texans with the first opportunity now from the red zone. They're looking at a 1st and goal from about the 9.
Black 22! Black 22!
They'll try and run for it with Miller. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Lamar Miller with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Texans draw a bit closer. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how we're going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Fairbairn now to kick this one away. And And this will be a touchback as that sails over the inline. So the Broncos coming out now. They're starting to pull away with this one. Early on that first quarter, they didn't look so great offensively. What has changed?
Sometimes it's just a matter of doing what you plan to do better. Sometimes you just put that all together and you execute. Other times it's just in a simple adjustment in your game plan, finding a spot that maybe was a little weaker than maybe you thought, and going to that. So many different things, so many different ways, but right now, you got to like what they're doing. They have put distance between themselves and their opponent.
Looking to add on here in the second quarter. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10.
Tag 50 left. 21.
On 2nd and 10, Stafford. And Matthews has it right side. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Give him 14 yards there and a Denver first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now a first down throw, Stafford. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Back to throw, Stafford. And he finds his target. It's Matthews. He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the first half. It's a first down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Stafford now hitting on 2/3 of his passes, 10 for 15 so far. 1st and 10. They'll fake the give. Now Stafford. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
On 1st and 10, Stafford. That's going to be caught. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Darren Waller, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Broncos will extend their lead. Extra point from McManus is good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now McManus on to kick this one off. This is fielded at the goal line. Powerful running. And a nifty return there as he's all the way up past the 40-yard line.
Any return that gets you to midfield is a great return. 1 first down, and you're almost in field goal position.
Around the NFL, second quarter in Atlanta. Now you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. That one tight to this point, and you'd have to imagine it'll stay tight throughout. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. They'll start out on the ground. It's Lamar Miller. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. Bradley Roby, the quarterback, there to make the stop.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
Come back, come back. Black 22. Black 22.
On second down, here's Watson. Dancing to his left. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpires get different responsibilities, but always, always making sure no one's holding.
They'll come up now on a second and long after the hold.
Black 22. Black 22.
Off of play action, it's Watson. Escaping the pressure right. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50.
And another thing that makes the comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. Nice chunky yardage picked up there.
Well, they don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Two jet. Red, green, the line. Green, the line.
2 minutes to go here in the first half. We're back to Houston after this timeout. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here. From the 50, it's Watson. The catch made by Miller. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Same result as last play, 14 yards and another first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Black 22. Black 22.
On 1st and 10, Watson. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Von Miller in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year.
Come back, come back.
Mike is 59. Mike is 59.
Tiger. Come back.
And now the Broncos will burn another timeout here. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done.
Black 99, feel it. Black 99, feel it.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense, as he'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Going to need something special here on 3rd and long after that sack. What does Watson have in his arsenal?
Down. Blue 80. Blue 80. Two jet.
Out of the gun, Watson. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
And based on my math, they've only converted 1 time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. 3rd downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And Denver getting set to take the field. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
10, 10. White.
Stafford on first down. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. In the pocket, chucked it away, flag comes down.
So you got to move a little bit, right? Know where you are on the field, have some awareness. Tackle to tackle. You got to get outside of that tackle box in order to get that done.
They lose the yardage, and of course they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to take this up past the 10 to about the 11. Call it an 8-yard pickup, and it'll be 3rd down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
That's it, baby. 55 is my guy, 55. Hey, watch the ball, watch the ball.
On 3rd down, it's Lindsey, and able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. So we come upon halftime with the visiting Broncos taking the lead to the locker room. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports halftime report. Take it away, Coach. Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Give them a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. Well, they brought the pressure, and that meant man coverage behind him, so he's still able to complete the pass.
Even as he took the hit. And that's what you have to do, because I was just talking with a coach the other day, and he said, look, it's not always going to be pretty back there. You're going to have to give me completions. Even when you're taking some hits, sometimes you have to be your own blitz control, for lack of a better term. Got to make completions, step up, and make those throws, and he did that.
On 2nd down, here's Miller. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Target. Down. Black 22. Black 22. Two jet.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. The Broncos say they have it. They do. The pocket collapsed around him. I know we talk about it a lot, but a QB has to have that sixth sense, doesn't it?
He really does, and I know of one team at one point was training their quarterback with that time frame, and anytime he didn't get rid of the ball within the right amount of time, they would blow a horn or blow a whistle to show him this is what that time is, just what you're talking about, training him to understand this is the amount you have, make sure the ball's gone. Didn't happen in this case.
And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. A great effort there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Broncos use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. McManus's point after is good, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now McManus on to kick this one off. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Watson looking to throw on 2nd down. It's complete on the bubble screen. That's Fuller. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Black 22! Black 22!
To throw is Watson. To throw on 3rd down. Dumps it complete to Miller. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 10 yards there, good enough for a Texan 1st down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Watson on 1st down. He'll rifle this one deep right side. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw. Unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10.
Black 22! Black 22!
Watson going to give this one to Miller. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
Well, if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
The Texans on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 14.
Tiger! Come back!
A shotgun snap for Watson. And that is incomplete.
Well, we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. The Texans send the punter out as he's on to kick it away. And Denver getting set to take the field. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
3rd quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
On the ball, on the ball.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Stafford is going to flip one out here to his running back. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
So what's the old expression that quarterbacks like to use when they decide to throw the football? I'm looking for either a touchdown or a check down. And he took the check down on that play, and it worked almost to perfection.
They'll run it now out of the gun. He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Like 7. We got 3. Hey, 22. Ready. Hey, 5-0.
Here's Stafford now on 2nd down. Flush to his right. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. A good pickup there of 22.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll be stopped up after only a couple of yards as he gets it down to the 5.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown,
you want 2.
You're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the 2nd one.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal.
Hey, give me radar. Check. Check 43. Ready. Jumbo. 21.
The shotgun snap for Stafford. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Matthews, the intended target. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the 3rd quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
Now on 1st down, he's going to sneak it. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, he got what he could there, just trying to move forward and gain a little bit of yardage and create some space. You know the pressure is going to be tough defensively.
Red, green, the line. Green, the line. Richmond.
Now a run. This is Alfred Blue. And he was very fortunate there to get out of his end zone. He maybe got back to the 2-yard line. 3rd down from the 2. 4th down lurking, but one more shot here. What do you do, Charles?
I think you run it here. Try and create some space. Get your punter a little bit more room. And if you're really lucky, you get enough space to get a 1st down. But I think right now the big thing is take care of the football, get space for your punter, and get rid of the ball.
Mr. Conservative.
Yeah, I do kind of wear that well, don't I?
The Texans on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 9.
Down. Who ready? judgment.
They'll toss it to Miller. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. This linebacking core, they've done a good job of keeping that running game in check, haven't they?
They certainly have, and what they'll also do when this game is over is thank the guys up front, the big defensive line, because they've kept them clean, so to speak, not letting blockers get to them, allowing them to run to the football and keep that running game bottled up.
And Denver getting set to take the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a 1st down.
Well, how about this aggressive approach? Got the lead, 4th quarter, continuing to throw the football. Are you thinking about Super Bowl 51? Atlanta had the lead against New England, and they ended up giving it up?
I was going to say don't say it, but you did say it.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah, anybody watching Atlanta, our apologies. And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Big 20, big 20. 21. Go. Jim. Hey.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The Broncos on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 7.
Double. 21. Zebra. Ready.
Out of the gun, Stafford eluding the pressure right. He may try and run for this. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Bronco 1st down. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced a ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
Omaha, ready, blue.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
11. Give me radar.
They'll fake it. Now Stafford. Had his hands on it, but dropped it. The rookie making a little bit of a rookie mistake. 3rd down. He was out there waving his arms saying, throw it here, dropped it. Not a good look.
Well, all I can do is just look at him with contempt on that one. As a defensive back, I'm saying, not as an announcer. Just like, really?
A little bit of a diva look, isn't it?
Yeah, very much so. Because I think what happens is he just had too much time to think. He's wide open now. Here comes the ball. And he doesn't concentrate and drops it.
On 3rd down, that's Lindsey. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up the 4th down. Here we go on 4th. Stafford. He's going to wind up and air it out. And they will not be able to hook look up there. It's incomplete. The Broncos unable to convert here on fourth. And this Texans defense stands tall. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
On first down, Watson, a quick hitter, complete. It's Fuller, and he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
Tiger. Three down. Hey, Black 22. Black 22. Tiger. Mike 5'9".
Play action from Miller. Now Watson. He's going to air one out. He's got it at the 15. Touchdown, Houston. DeAndre Hopkins, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Texans get a bit closer.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for it. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. On 2nd down, here's Stafford. Flushed out right. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Even though that one was incomplete, you could see the training that went into that play. He gets out of the pocket, ends up moving to his right. All he's trying to do, though, extend the life of the play. Keep it alive, hoping someone would pop free.
Was able to take a pretty good shot with a deep ball, but incomplete. The Broncos on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation.
Hey, tag 32. Like 11.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Hey, Red. Hey, 22.
On 1st down, Stafford here. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Throwing here, Stafford. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Now a handoff looking right. And he'll take this one down near the 15. And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. As they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this 4th quarter. The Broncos on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1.
Hey, 22!
Stafford. And caught by Sanders. Touchdown Broncos. Emmanuel Sanders, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Broncos will add on to their lead. Oh, this is blocked. Now McManus on to kick this one off. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And the Texans set to come onto the field. What do you do here down like this in this situation? Do you maybe just pick something out of the playbook you haven't called in a while, or you call it a day?
You can do that, or you pick something that's a staple for you and should work better and try and execute that on the way out the door and maybe get back to base and feel a little bit better as you end a ball game that's been a frustrating one for you.
And we'll see if they go back to base. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. This is caught inside the 15. Watson hitting Fuller with a big one. And even 60 yards. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. They go play action here on 1st down. And this is caught for a touchdown. Now hold everything here. Flag in the backfield. This one might be coming back. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Watson off play action. Being chased out left. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry. Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of. Otherwise, he was going to get sacked.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. One last throw here for Watson. And this is going to be caught. So it affects the final score, not the outcome, but it is a late touchdown here on the game's final play. Doesn't affect the outcome, but, hey, nice job there to put it in the end zone for the final play.
Could it affect other things? Sometimes these types of scores are ones that we don't consider big at the time. Then later on we find out maybe that was a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Or, of course, in the fantasy football world, these points mean a lot.
A lot there. And he's got it for the two-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. Well, Charles, they were close in the end, but they couldn't get that last play, that last little miracle play done. They were within striking distance, but couldn't find a way to score.
They definitely had hope. They definitely had opportunity. Just unable to cash in at the end. Not an easy play by any stretch, but they definitely had a chance.
So for
we want back ends, wipe my sins, they can't win, no new friends, football fans, they sleep again, we wake them up, the champs is in, we want back ends, wipe my sins, wipe it, they can't win, no new friends, football fans, they sleep again, we wake them up, the champs is in, yeah, wake up, the cake up, raise up, or make us do something we don't want to. Bite down on you, right now on you. Juke to the left, they dodging it. Can't play the role, you fraudulent. Waiting on the race for the stars in it. 4x4 double parking it. Wanna play like cars in it. Where the right flag, they forfeit it. Now I got a ring too gorgeous. Damn, I gotta treat it like forges. It sound like I wanna scratch it. Try to take the ring, I'ma tackle you. I guess I'm a Super Bowl bachelor. Go hard in the gym, no cameras. I think I see blood, no Dracula. I'm an animal, eating up amateurs. Too active, y'all can't handle it. No taxing, we'll dismantle it. Shake up the building and ramble it. With it, shut up the critics and analysts. Come through dripping, I'ma set it off. Game after game, you can bet it off. Quarterback got range if you block them off. Quarterback did an option and set it off. Duck goose linebacker coming through. Yeah, hit him with the spin of the Jew. Yeah, we gon' blow your block like a new. Yeah, and I spend a dime every two. We gon' lock down on the offense. Bust down the skeleton fossil. I'm not addressing the problem. Julio on the post, you can't stop him. Pick it up, running back, it's no problem. I'm running behind the block, they gon' block him. Quavo Yoda, I'm offset Chewbacca. Watch the blitz on the left, we gon' block him. We some animal, yeah, we some gobbler. Man to man, we gon' cover you properly. Man to man, you can't beat me impossibly. Red zone, this my highlight, my property. Do a quarterback sneakers on 4th and 3. Get the ends on the offensive block for me. I stiff him, I'm down, get off of me. I'm trucking them over, he under me. Back ends, wipe my sins, they can't win, no new friends, football fans, they sleep again, we wake them up, the champs is in, we want back ends, wipe my sins, wipe it, they can't win, no new friends, football fans, they sleep again, we wake them up, the champs is in, yeah.
I just hike the ball and I look for the open man. The zone, I'm tryna get in. Open the playbook, the book of the champion. Get flipped if you tryna get in. I got the front defense, they got the end. Going for long, on 1st and the 10. Gotta go hard, we gotta get all. No loss or excuses, cause we gotta win. They say they sleep, must not be a fan. Get at your mans and mess up your plans. Look at your stands and look at your hands. I do what I want and you do what you can. I do it for fans, you do it for fame. EA Sports, we in the game. I am the coach and the player of the game. They gon' remember the name.
We want back ends, wipe my sins, they can't win, no new friends, football fans, they sleep again, we wake them up, the champs is in, we want back ends, wipe my sins, wipe it, they can't win, no new friends, football fans, they sleep again, we wake them up, the champs is in, yeah.
woke up and I'm feeling like a boss right now. I woke up and I'm feeling like a boss right now. I'm gonna hold it down, I swear. I roll up and I'm smelling like a right now. I do this for my rounds, oh yeah. Feel like in the real life, dripping on sauce in the good life. You shine, I shine, and ain't nobody gonna take mine. I just wanna be a boss. I will never ever fall.
Chillin' like a boss with my feet up. Got a bag for him with a visa. Pulling up the no the leader. Getting that while I'm on the. She's a keeper. No play burritos. Get to the pesos with amigos. I cannot with no zeros.
Don't you run out? No, I can't show you no love, baby. Yeah, I am a boss in the cut, Mayday. Bubbles and I'm these models. It's popping, I tip her. I skip her, I give her the. Girl, you on my line right now. Yeah, I can see the signs right now. Feeling like a boss right now. Feeling like a boss right now. And you just took a loss right now. Dripping in the sauce right now. Get a sprinkle up my style. I'm about to lock down. Feel like in the real life, dripping on sauce in the good life. You shine, I shine, and ain't nobody gonna take mine. I just wanna be a boss. I will never ever fall. I feel like a boss right now. Talk down the man right now. Oh yeah. Feel like the man right now. Your girl on my line right now. Oh yeah. Shorty oughta been my me. Oh yeah. She love me in the gray sweatpants. You never left. Yeah.
Feeling like a boss, I done made it. Get so like a spaceship. I swear my life is amazing. Blowing money, no hesitation. There's no basic. I know these be hating, but that's what made me.
Feel like in the real life, dripping on sauce in the good life. You shine, I shine, and ain't nobody gonna take mine. I just wanna be a boss. I will never ever fall. I woke up and I'm feeling like a boss right now. I'm gonna hold it down, I swear. I roll up and I'm smelling like a right now. I do this for my rounds, oh yeah.
Hey, what's up, gang? Let me go secure for the game right quick. Hey, what's up, gang? I got it. I think it's my fault. For real. Keep the rest. Hey, I got that check-in to go. I'm gone. A lot of these was lost. They broke. They think it's my fault. No car. I want that car. I'm dripping. I'm stuck with the sauce. Good drip. But she love you. Don't cut your. Reynolds Da Vinci is white. Limited Louis, that's light. Rape in the city, that's light. LED, look at the light. We the ones don't like. But you look too light. Why even play with your life? Bank account looking like yikes. I went from filling out kites to putting it in my block. Blue Gucci sweater is drill. Somebody give me a. These ain't like the cops. Gossiping more than a. In jail I had. I make you cut off the. Think that I made it, they can't be my friends, so they wanna be ops. If I see them hating and I'm in that spaceship, I'm dropping the top. Ain't like my beat ain't no happy belated, I'm counting the guap. Who gave you a voice? Who told you your thoughts count? GPS straight to the money. I put my big homie got the big Mickey Mouse. You posted your at 12 and 8 that night, she had my all over the mansion. Can't sit on my house. I got that check-in to go. A lot of these was lost. They broke, they think it's my fault. No car. I want that car. I'm dripping, I'm stuck with the sauce. But she love you, don't cut your. Reynolds Da Vinci is white. Limited Louis, that's light. Rape in the city, that's light. LED, look at the light. We the ones don't like. But you look too light. Why even play with your life? Bank account looking like yikes.
With me, boy. Your hands and your fingers. Your ears with it back, watch it turn to a singer. Get the fighting like this Jerry Springer. All of my zip the back that like a popo. Don't do these they popo. Had a G-Wagon truck turned to Rojo. Find a cable 2 wheels and they going wild down in Soho. One was black and the other was Mexican. Had a like a pollo. Younger than you with a Maybach. Younger than you with a Bentley. From the got in the gently. Ain't been friends with these. Cause when I was down, I so had sympathy. But that's how I go when you broke. Now I'm like mistletoe. This do my own. Not gonna lost on these new clones. Then she asked for a loan. Had to laugh, then I told her get gone. Gon' get that me on. Ain't no give me not a thing. So I spend 90K on my ring. You can see all my pain in my watch. Got my ex down and walking around with my hand on my. Cause I'm popping and I know you not. And I know you see just how I'm living. You're not happy with life, so you rockin' Reeboks on treetops, getting guap. Got a big bands like Sasquatch. Every time you see it, with it, no, it's top
I got
notch.
that Texans to golf. A lot of these was lost. They broke, they think it's my fault. No court. I want that caught. I'm dripping, I'm stuck with the sauce. But she love you, don't cut your. Renault Da Vinci is white. Limited Louis, that's light. Rape in the city, that's light. LED, look at the light. We the ones don't like. But you look too light. Why even play with your life? Bank account looking like yikes. The ops on IG all the time. I dare them go live. Wagyu steak, I dine. 8 ounce, 255. I can't get funky with too groovy you me. If I ain't had love for me, I would've tried to get Nicki Minaj. J-Rock ain't gonna let you slide. Dory ain't gonna let you slide. King of the city, I don't wanna be a big fish in a small pond. Trying to get across that water. I need fans in Vietnam. If you gotta hustle, but you can't stick to the grind, you wasting your time. I need a double a verse. I do it before FaceTime before I get to the club. Look at the line. Money ain't changed my heart, but I'm smarter. I guess it changed my mind. And I take care of my in prison. Don't think it's safe inside. I got that check to go. A lot of these people lost. They broke, they think it's my fault. No call, for real. I want that caught. I'm dripping, I'm stuck with the sauce. But she love you, don't cut your. Renault Da Vinci is white. Limited Louis, that's light.